Alrighty, welcome to study number 12 in the book of Job in our Search the Scriptures study. Today we are covering three chapters, chapter 25, chapter 26, and chapter number 27 together. And we're going to attempt to answer three different sets of questions. The first one is this: how did Bildad and Job speak of God's holiness and his omnipotence? And secondly, the knowledge of God's power does not help Job now. To what does he cling, and was he right in this? And finally, from chapter 27, verses 7 through 22, what are any fresh ideas that are here about the wicked? Now let's look at chapter 25 through 27 together. If you have a Bible, you may want to open it up and look at it as we look at this passage together.
Job 25. Then Bildad the Shuhite replied, "Dominion and awe belong to God. He establishes order in the heights of heaven. Can his forces be numbered? Upon whom does his light not rise? How then can a man be righteous before God? How can one born of woman be pure? If even the moon is not bright and the stars are not pure in his eyes, how much less man, who is but a maggot, a son of man, who is only a worm?" Job 26. Then Job replied, "How you have helped the powerless. How you have saved the arm that is feeble. What advice you have offered to one without wisdom, and what great insight you have displayed. Who has helped you utter these words, and whose spirit spoke from your mouth? The dead are in deep anguish, those beneath the waters and all that live in them. Death is naked before God. Destruction lies uncovered. He spreads out the northern skies over empty space. He suspends the earth over nothing. He wraps up the waters in its clouds, yet the clouds do not burst under their weight. He covers the face of the full moon, spreading his clouds over it. He marks out the horizon on the face of the waters, for a boundary between light and darkness. The pillars of the heavens quake, aghast at his rebuke. By his power he churned up the sea. By his wisdom he cut Rahab to pieces. By his breath the skies became fair. His hand pierced the gliding serpent. And these are but the outer fringe of his works. How faint the whisper we hear of him. Who then can understand the thunder of his power?" Job 27. And Job continued his discourse. "As surely as God lives, who has denied me justice? The Almighty, who has made me taste bitterness of soul? As long as I have life within me, the breath of God in my nostrils, my lips will not speak wickedness, and my tongue will utter no deceit. I will never admit you are in the right till I die. I will not deny my integrity. I will maintain my righteousness and never let go of it. My conscience will not reproach me as long as I live. May my enemies be like the wicked, my adversaries like the unjust. For what hope has the godless when he is cut off, when God takes away his life? Does God listen to his cry when distress comes upon him? Will he find delight in the Almighty? Will he call upon God at all times? I will teach you about the power of God. The ways of the Almighty I will not conceal. You have all seen this yourselves. Why then this meaningless talk? Here is the fate God allots to the wicked, the heritage a ruthless man receives from the Almighty. However many his children, their fate is the sword. His offspring will never have enough to eat. The plague will bury those who survive him, and their widows will not weep for them. Though he heaps up silver like dust, and clothes like piles of clay, what he lays up the righteous will wear, and the innocent will divide his silver. The house he builds is like a moth's cocoon, like a hut made by a watchman. He lies down wealthy, but will do so no more. When he opens his eyes, all is gone. Terrors overtake him like a flood. A tempest snatches him away in the night. The east wind carries him off, and he is gone. It sweeps him out of his place. It hurls itself against him without mercy, as he flees headlong from its power. It claps its hands in derision and hisses him out of his place.
Question number 1, how do Bildad and Job speak of God's holiness and his omnipotence? Well, they both speak of the grandeur of God's creation and of the complete insignificance of man when compared to his glory. And they also both speak of his tremendous and overwhelming power over all of creation. Second question, the knowledge of God's power does not help Job now. To what does he cling? And was he right in this? Well, Job clings to the just aspects of God's character. He knows that God does not punish the righteous forever, and that justice awaits him. He knows that in the end, the court of God will find him innocent and restore what has been taken away from him. And does chapter 27 add any fresh ideas about the wicked? Well, everything that the wicked do is pointless, what Job is saying here. It will all come to an end. Their fancy homes have as much staying power, he says, as the cocoon made by a caterpillar. Well, I hope this study has been a blessing to you today. I hope you're having a great day so far. May God richly bless the rest of your day.